What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller. Just maybe just check something here. All right, it's right there. Natural Born Thriller. And welcome everyone to New Japan Review, the show from January 4th, 2019. You're probably confused too, because you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, 2019? No, this is 2020. You're right, this is the year 2020. However, if you remember, I have not yet, have reviewed Wrestle Kingdom 13 from 2019, which was last year. In fact, I haven't done any reviews of New Japan since then as well. Not just with Wrestle Kingdom 13, but also what pertains to what happened after Wrestle Kingdom 12 and New Year Dash back in 2018. Because originally I was going to do some reviews on 2018 for New Japan, not just what pertains to New Japan, but also what pertains to Ring of Honor, and I was going to do some reviews also at the time where it pertains to Lucha Underground, which Lucha Underground is no longer around, unfortunately. And yeah, so this and I kept saying, eventually I will do it, but I never live up to it and everything. Well, here's my idea of this, where it pertains to me, still fulfilling that promise that I will be doing those reviews. Where it pertains to where we last left off from 2018, which was 2 years ago. So I already did the review for 2018, where it pertains to Wrestle Kingdom 12 already. I did that review already, along with what pertains to New Year's Dash. I don't remember if I did one with Ring of Honor yet. In fact, I don't think I did, which is why I came up with this idea that I thought of doing. And it was an idea that I did originally back when I did videos before, when I had videos doing reviews for WWE, where it pertains to Rumble and all that, and WrestleMania, and basically didn't have the time to do all of them at the time, and an idea that I decided to bleed into Facebook when I was doing Facebook Live at the time, where it pertains to doing wrestling reviews, which I don't do that much wrestling reviews that much on Facebook Live anymore, anyways. But finally, I'm planning to do some where it pertains to Facebook Live, for some other activities, not just where it pertains to wrestling. Basically where it pertains to wrestling talk. But so yeah, so this idea I'm thinking of doing, like I said, where it pertains to what I did before in the past on YouTube, before I decided to stop, and then what I started doing on Facebook is a season. And here's the thing too, I'm not gonna be able to do all of the pay-per-views of the past of New Japan Pro Wrestling, like I did with pertains to WWE's pay-per-views for Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, or etc. Basically, a good example of it, I did that on Facebook numerous of times, and I guess I'll start doing that next year. When next year comes around in 2021, when I start watching a lot of Wrestle Kingdom pay-per-views where it pertains to me having New Japan World. So as of right now, I'm just gonna stick with on the ones that I missed from 2019. That I get a chance to review it, and I will do one where it pertains to this year's Wrestle Kingdom, where it pertains to on January 4th, the first night of Wrestle Kingdom 14. But basically, from here on, all the way to to the end of 2020 year, once we get to December, not just where it pertains to New Japan Pro Wrestling, but will also pertains to Ring of Honor, and also where it pertains to me doing something where it pertains to Lucha Underground. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do one with Impact Wrestling. But you never know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'm not. But it just depends. But you never know. You just never know. So that's basically what I'm doing what pertains to that. I will be doing a lot of catching ups of it. Once we get to those points, and there's other reviews I haven't reviewed yet, what pertains to 2019 as well. And I will get to that eventually, especially what pertains to AAA. Lucha Libre. So, that's basically the gist of it. So yes, this was not a review for Wrestle Kingdom 14. This was a review from last year's Wrestle Kingdom 13, the show from January 4th, 2019. They were at Tokyo, Japan, in the Tokyo Dome with the attendance of 38,162 paid attendance of these fans. And I thought one of them was the whole thing with the Jeff Jarrett traveling package, where it pertains to Global Force Wrestling, which is not important anymore anyway. So, but the tagline of it was Professional Wrestling Winterfest January 4th. And it's under the promotion of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, your commentators, your English commentators, I'm just going to say the English commentators, basically, because I just pitched it to English. Don Callis, Kevin Kelly, and Chris Carlton. I'm assuming that's how I say his last name. Or Chris Charlton. Yeah, it's probably that's how I say it. Chris Charlton. But yeah, it's not wasting any time. Let's get right into it. Oh, let me first talk about the referees. You have your referee in Kenta Sato, Marty Asumi, Red Shoes Uno, and Tiger Hattori. The legendary referee, Tiger Hattori, who is the senior referee. But I'll get to more of him once we get to more of it. When these years coming moving forward in 2020, especially where it pertains to Wrestle Kingdom 14. There you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, folks. Let's get to the results here. Starting off with the pre-show. The pre-show feature one match, and usually when it pertains to these one matches for the pre-show, they always do the New Japan Rumble. For some reason, they decided to do something different from last year's Wrestle Kingdom 13, and they decided to do a gauntlet match, where it pertains to being number one contenders of the Never Openweight 6-man Tag Team Championship. Match lasted 27 minutes and 47 seconds. It was the teams participating was the most violent players in Togi Makabe and Toyo Yano and Ryusuke Takachi, I meant to say. And bear with me, folks. We're potentially these Japanese names. You gotta bear with me, and I'm gonna do my absolute best I can to to say these names. But you had your other teams. For example, Yuji Nagata, Yuji Nagata, Jeff Cobb, and David Finley, representing Chaos, Hiroki Goto, Trent, and Chuck Taylor, representing the Suzuki-gun. Minoru Suzuki was on the pre-show, and he was not happy being on part of the pre-show of Wrestle Kingdom. But his partners were Lance Archer and Davey Boy Smith Jr., the tag team of the Killer Elite Squad. You had the Elite in there, Hangman Adam Page, Yojiro Takahashi, and Marty Scurll, as they were being accompanied by Chase Owens and Peter. And Peter is a woman, by the way. Peter is basically wearing those type of black rabbit mask that that these women wear. So it was that type of mask, and she's decked out, looking like a stripper. Was probably, I think she is a stripper in real life. But oh yeah, she was basically she was there for for her man. I'm assuming that's her her husband, Yujiro Takahashi, who's by the way the Tokyo Pimp. So, but yeah, but this match, I remember this match. I thought this match was decent. I remember in this match where, in fact, let me see, there was an order. In fact, I don't remember it wasn't an order of it. But if I can remember, Let me see if I can try to remember how this happened, how this all played out. All right, so it was the Elite, and then there was Nagata, Cobb, and Finley beating them because there was some tensions at the time between Paige and Marty with pertains to Chase Owens and Takahashi, because it was at this point, by the way, that Henry Allen Page was going to be leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling along with Ring of Honor, and we all know where he went after that. And it was the same thing with Marty Scurll when he ends up leaving New Japan and actually leaving New Japan, and ends up being a Ring of Honor full time. Meanwhile, when it pertains to Takahashi and Chase Owens, along obviously with Peter, they were part of they were part of Bullet Club until they got betrayed by Bullet Club. When it pertains to the firing squad and Lola and Lola and Tama, and basically they joined the Elite. And then this was on the night that they left the Elite. They didn't go back to Book Club yet, but I'll get to that once we get to the New Year's Dash edition of it. With chance of 2019. Give me one moment, folks. Gotta check something here. All right, never mind. Just checking something. And then the next match, next bout, I meant to say that made the way to the ring was, let's see. I believe it was Chaos next. Yeah, it was Chaos next. Hiroki Goto, Trent, and Chuck Taylor. They go up against what pertains to Nagata, Cobb, and Finley, and they lost. Basically Nagata, Cobb, and Finley still ends up surviving the gauntlet match until they met up with Suzuki-gun, with Minoru Suzuki not happy at all. And when he's not happy, you better beware, because Minoru Suzuki, he's a killer. So basically Suzuki-gun, they end up winning by beating Nagata, Cobb, and Finley until they met up with another team member, the final team member of this gauntlet match, and the most violent players, and Makabe, Yano, and Takachi, and the Suzuki goons went straight after them, and then match continued on into the ring until the most violent players wins the match. They won the match. Surprisingly, they won the match, and Minoru Suzuki was still not happy. That he was not he was not happy that he was on the pre-show, but he was not happy that he didn't win, and he ends up taking it on the young lions that unfortunately had suffered their innocent victims and by the hands of Minoru Suzuki, and I'm pretty sure by the hands of also of Lance Archer, because Lance Archer, his whole thing is that everybody dies. But the most violent players ends up winning. Toki Makabe, Toru Yano, and Ryusuke Takachi ends up winning, and they became the more contenders against the Never Openweight Six-Man Tag Team Champions on the next night of New Year's Dash. But we'll get to that when we get to New Year's. Once I get to that review. But moving on, we get to the opening match of Wrestle Kingdom 13. Will Ospreay defeating Kota Ibushi for the Never Openweight Championship. That's at 18 minutes and 13 seconds. In a very great match, which I thought this was the opening match was, in my opinion, show stealer of the night. And especially what pertains to Will Ospreay with that nasty hitting blade to the back of the head of Kota Ibushi, which gave him a legit concussion, by the way. And then to add more insult to injury, he hits him with the Stormbreaker to become the new Never Openweight champion. And Will Ospreay, he's been on fire in pro wrestling of 2019. So if anyone deserves to be Wrestler of the Year in 2019, more chance in New Japan's caliber, Will Ospreay is that dude. So yeah, but Will Ospreay will win. Then we get to I'm sorry, folks. Okay, I thought I lost there. Okay, then we get to the next match, which is a three-way tag team match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. That's a 6 minutes and 50 seconds with representing Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi and Shigo Takagi versus the Suzuki Goons of Yoshinobu. I mean Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado, who were the tag team champions at the time, versus Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo being accompanied by their manager, Rocky Romero, representing by the way Chaos. And match itself, I thought it was pretty decent. But my pick was Los Ingobernables de Japón, which it was Bushi and Shingo Takagi, and he won, and they won. I loved I love the match either way. I thought the match was decent, like I said. But I'm glad. But I was also glad that Los Ingobernables de Japón won. Against Bushi and Shingo. Next match we had a singles match for the British Heavyweight Championship. That I said 11 minutes and 35 seconds with Zack Sabre Jr. being accompanied by Takamichi Noku, representing the Suzuki Goons, versus the British Heavyweight Champion, the Stone Pitbull, representing Chaos, Tomohiro Ishii. Match itself was great. In the end, it was Zack Sabre Jr. winning with a submission victory over over Ishii. Ishii, I think he either tapped out or he said he gave up. I try to remember how Zack Sabre Jr. got the submission hold onto Ishii, but at the end of the day, it was basically Zack Sabre Jr. getting the win. I'm assuming he probably had Ishii tap out because the whole thing with Takamichi Noku saying, what pertains to to pull over Zack Sabre Jr. saying, just tap out and all that. So good match, great match. Yeah, I'll say that, great match. So yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. wins the match, and he becomes the British Heavyweight Champion. And there you go. Oh crap! I don't know how I did that, but whatever. Next we get to the three-way tag team match for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. That's 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Excuse me. Representing Los Ingobernables de Japón, Santana and Evo, versus the Gorillas of Destiny, Tamatonga and Tanga Lola, being accompanied by Balak Fale and Jado. And they're the tag team champions. Versus the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson, representing the Elite. And match itself was pretty good. And I picked Los Ingobernables de Japón to win here, and sure enough, they did. I remember very clearly that I chose them to win, and they did. I think I did a preview of it before. I can't remember if I did or not, but I'm pretty sure I did a preview of Wrestle Kingdom 13 last year. But either way, I was go with Los Ingobernables de Japón to win either ways because I am a fan of Los Ingobernables de Japón, and on top of that, they are one of my favorite factions in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now, next to Bullet Club and Chaos, and also represents to Suzuki Goons as well. But Los Ingobernables de Japón, they're my number one favorite factions in New Japan right now. But they won, and I thought it was a good match. Next, we get to a singles match for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. That's 9 minutes and 2 seconds, with Juice Robinson defeating the IWGP United States Champion Cody Rhodes, being accompanied by Brandy Rose. Match itself was pretty good. Juice Robinson ends up winning because Cody Rhodes was going to be leaving anyways, along with the rest of the Elite, so they could start the new promotions of All Elite Wrestling. So, but just so it was predictable. But just because it was predictable, it does not mean it's bad. It means represents predictability. You need to have some high expectations about this match, and ends up being good. And the way they kind of convinced me that Cody Rhodes was gonna find a way to retain here, but that's not what happened at all. Cody Rhodes ends up losing either way, and Juice Robinson continues on of being the United States champion in Japan Pro Wrestling at that time, making him the first ever two-time IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion in history of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Next, we get to Taiji Ishimori versus the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Excuse me, folks. Sorry about that, folks. So, as I was saying, a singles match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. It lasted 11 minutes and 17 seconds with Taiji Ishimori representing Bullet Club, defeating Kushida to become the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. So yeah, Kushida was defending the title at that time, and Kushida was gone. Later on that month because he was going to WWE to be part of NXT. So Taiji Ishimori and Kushida had a great match here, folks. I love the match because it was a junior. It basically the junior heavyweights is their version of the cruiserweights when it pertains to going to back in days of WCW or in AAA. So yeah, it's their version of the cruiserweights, and also to a degree as well, their version of the X Division from Impact Wrestling. So yeah, this was a great match, and I loved it. And Taiji Ishimori ends up winning because it was basically predictable because I remember hearing that time that Kushida was going to be going to WWE, and sure enough, this was his way out to pull over the best junior heavyweight in New Japan right now, and that is Taiji Ishimori. So yeah, it was a very great match. Then we get to a special match, a special attraction match of the Switchblade, Jay White being accompanied by Gedo, and they're representing Bullet Club. But basically Jay White is the one wrestling though. He goes up against the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, and he's representing Chaos. It's not just Kazuchika Okada. This was the return of the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, because it was during the time in 2018 after losing the IWGP Heavyweight Championship title to Kenny Omega back in Dominion. Kenny Omega, Okada, I meant to say, excuse me, went to a different phase of his career, wearing long pants. He wore long pants before, especially representing Wrestle Kingdom 12. But he stuck on wearing long pants, but he started using different colors of wearing long pants, dyeing his hair, bringing out balloons. It was a different type of Okada that I did not like. Until finally Okada came back to being called with his original colors of the Rainmaker. It was the return of the Rainmaker, and it was a nice gear get up too, by the way, not just with his Rainmaker trench coat with the Rainmaker change, but also he had a Rainmaker skirt that he revealed after removing his Rainmaker gear, and then he had one more to take off, and that was the skirt, and he takes it off and reveal he's wearing shorts again. The Rainmakers, the original Rainmaker Okada shorts were back. So yes, this was amazing. It was basically a nostalgia that what Okada just did there. So the match happens. Ends up being a very good match, and surprisingly, despite we got the returning of the original Rainmaker and Kazuchika Okada, Jay White wins the match. Jay White, he won the match, and it lasted 14 minutes and 14 minutes and 18 seconds, and it was a good match. I was in shock when I saw that. To me, if I was doing Swerve from the Night, that would be Swerve from the Night there, because I did not see that coming. I thought it was good. It was going to be going to Okada there, but Okada did the right thing there. He put over Jay White because Jay White was a prospect in Japan, and basically what they did from afterwards is well deserved. And he can wrestle. He's a very good wrestler. Very talented in the ring. Very talented on the mic. Very talented as a character. Jay White is really has really soared in 2018. But in my opinion, 20 I mean 2019. But at the end of the day, when between 2019, it goes to Will Ospreay being Wrestler of the Year, despite Jay White winning basically being Okada at Wrestle Kingdom, beating Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and for winning the Intercontinental Championship title from Tetsuya Naito. But despite all that, some of us feel like Will Ospreay was the guy who was Wrestler of the Year in New Japan Pro Wrestling for 2019. But besides that, yes, Jay White, that was great performance with Okada, and the right guy went over. Then we get to a no disqualification match for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Lasted 22 minutes and 35 seconds. It was Tetsuya Naito, leader of the Los Ingobernables de Japón, versus the Alpha. I think that's what he's calling himself, the Alpha. But despite that, also the Paymaker, Chris Jericho, who was the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, which makes him, because of his title reign from WWE at the time, for being Intercontinental Champion, about 8 times. I think I was under during that time in WWE, where in New Japan he became, by catching this Intercontinental title, he became a 9-time Intercontinental Champion in pro wrestling history. And this match was no disqualifications between Naito and Jericho. Very good no disqualification match. I enjoyed this match very dearly. I remember there was something about countouts being in there, and like, wait a minute, why does counts in those qualifications? I didn't understand that at all. But despite that, that nitpick there, Naito and Jericho did a great performance there, and I enjoyed the match. This was Chris Jericho's best match so far. In 2019. If you want to count, Chris Jericho's best performance in pro wrestling, in his age right now, and the shit that he's in, that was his best match with Naito. But in the end, it was Tetsuya Naito winning the match and retaining. I mean, becoming the new IWGP Intercontinental Champion. 22 minutes and 35 seconds it lasted though, and I thought this was another good match. Then we get to the main event. Will feature for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. You had the winner of the G1 Climax 28. Let me say this again. The winner of the G1 Climax 28 from 2018. The ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, versus the best bout machine, the cleaner, Kenny Omega, who was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, coming in representing the Elite, and accompanied by the Young Bucks of Nick and Matt Jackson. Match lasted 39 minutes and 13 seconds. Match itself was pretty good. And then in the end, it was Hiroshi Tanahashi beating Kenny Omega to become the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And I believe that was his 9th reign or 8th reign. I think that's what it said. So either way, Hiroshi Tanahashi ends up winning, and rightfully so, because Kenny Omega, it was during that time when Kenny Omega was making a decision, either to stay in New Japan, or go to WWE, or start a new promotion with Matt and Nick Jackson, Cody Rhodes, with Tony Khan, Brandi Rhodes, Adam Page, by going to AEW, All Elite Wrestling. And we all know where he went. We all kind of already know where he went after that. AEW. So, but yeah, and that was basically it. That was it for the show for Wrestle Kingdom 13. As usual, folks, what pertains to Wrestle Kingdom 13, basically what pertains to New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom overall. Great show. Love the show. Amazing show. And everyone loved the show too. Nothing to complain about the show at all whatsoever. Just all around great show. So my overall rating for this show, I'm gonna go with a 8.5 out of 10. In fact, I'll go with 9 out of 10 instead. Yeah, I'll go with that one. 9 out of 10. But that being said, thank you all for watching for It's Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. For this was your New Japan review, the show from January 4th, 2019, at what pertains to giving you Wrestle Kingdom 13 results. Until next time, what pertains to New Japan reviews, which you'll be getting more of it this coming year, folks. And I promise you that this time. I guarantee you that. But until next time, folks, take care. Peace.